Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 9. Episode, yes, 9. Paige and Pastor Dwight met. The internet is basically split over should he have met with her, should he not. Chris and his camp is mad that he met with her, and the rest of us is like, Bible, he married them. He had a right to meet with her. Okay, welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. My name is Janice. Please be sure to subscribe. My goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Today is March 12th, but I have a feeling in my spirit that I'm going to get there earlier. I'm wearing my Friday. I hope today's Friday. I want to thank you for your love and your support with my books. Guess what? I have the long awaited Thanksgiving book, Moments of Gratitude. I did a video on it last night. I forgot to mention these flowers were actually flowers from my garden. Can you believe that? And that's one of the reasons why it was so difficult to try to get a cover, because I wanted them to use the flowers from her. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you. Thank you so much. It is available on Amazon. It also comes with a journal. I'm waiting. Matter of fact, right after I do this, I will be calling KDP for them to approve the journal. So you can write in your journal. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. I'm telling you, everything I have written, it's a compilation of my different journals that I have written over the years, where I pick certain journal entries out and put them in a book and call them Moments of Gratitude, just having a thankful spirit. Actually, it's a Thanksgiving book that's coming out in March. But be sure to pick this up on Amazon. And I thank you for your love and your support. The ebook is going to be available only on my blog for now, because Amazon takes too much of our money for ebooks. If you are a member, if you pay a monthly subscription fee to my channel, you will get this book for free. So please email me and I will get it to you for free. And also my moderators that's been moderating for me for a minute, okay? If you've been moderating for me for a while, I will make sure you get a free copy of this book. Thank you all so much for your love and support. And if you want to hear some readings from me, check the video from last night. Pastor Dwight and pastors like him is what's wrong with the black church. I'm going to say that again. Some of y'all, I know y'all going to be mad because y'all call him the fine pastor. Personally, for me, if I was single and he was single and I saw him, he wouldn't even get my phone number. He's just not my type, okay? With the muscle shirt, a pastor walking around in the tight muscle shirt with all these girls dealing with, and boys these days, dealing with lust and stuff, and you're walking around with a tight muscle shirt. I just can't. But anyways, that's not why I'm here. I am here to talk about this is what's wrong with the black church. Pastor Dwight, and I don't dislike him, but y'all know I'm real and I'm to the point, and I'm trying to help black women, single black women, get it right. Choose your husband wisely, okay? Pray and seek God, okay? And be honest about what God is saying to you, and not allowing your kitty cat and your emotions to make decisions for you. Pay attention to the red flag and learn how to flee. Pastor Dwight is what's wrong with the black church. Let me translate for you, okay? He's meeting with Paige. I don't have a problem. He married them, so for me, he has a right to meet with her, and he doesn't have to let Christopher, the charlatan, aka Ludacracy, know about it. Play, DJ. I love that color Paige has on. He gets up to meet her. How are you? That ain't no church hug. Hold on now. Hold on, Pastor. I didn't see that. I ain't see that, Pastor. Come on now. You know you got to give the sister a church hug, okay? Where is my church hat? Let me go get the hat. Let me get the hat. Okay, I'm back with the hat. I forgot. Okay, this is the pastor. You got to represent with the pastor. I need to get me another hat. I've been wearing this one too much, but y'all just seem to like this little Sealy hat. But anyways, girl, did y'all see how Pastor Dwight hugged her? That ain't no church hug, Pastor. You know better. Now, I know you know how to hug in the church. Come on. Uh-huh. So she said, let me rewind because I had to get the church hat. She said Pastor Dwight was disturbed with the news that Chris wants to get a divorce. Pastor Dwight got his little Jerry curl going on. He tall. I like a nice tall man. She said Pastor was disturbed about the news that Christopher gave that he wants to get a divorce. She asked how you been. He said pretty good, pretty good. And you sure? Honestly, I've been seeing better days. This is Sister Paige talking. She wanted to be a wife so badly. It's really hard for me to cope with like all these broken dreams. You see, a lot of women, we want to be wise. Let me tell y'all something. You don't listen to the lies of the devil and your little angry friends that tell you, wife, Let me tell you, baby, wife is where you're supposed to be. Do you understand? Whenever you think about marriage, think about Christ and the church. Christ is representative. The husband represents Christ. The wife represents the church. The church belongs in Christ. Hallelujah. Remember that God took a rib out of Adam. This is why, as women, marriage is innate for us. Babies are innate because God took us out of man, and we just want to get back right up underneath him. Do you understand? There is nothing wrong with wanting to be married. What is wrong is marrying the wrong man. What is wrong is overlooking the red flags that you see. Let me go get my red flags. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the red flag. Hold on. Let me get my red flags. Okay? Let me get my red flags. Get the red flags, girl. I got my red flags here. Yeah, I got the red flags here. What is wrong, sisters, is having the red flags hit you in your face and you moving the red flags out of your face. Like, but I love him. I want to marry him. And the two big on red flags. Hey, red flags. No, run for your life. Run for your life. That's what's wrong. What's wrong is knowing he's not right for you, but you still go marry him. And then you become the naked wife. And then cry about being the naked wife when you knew that man wasn't ready. Let me put the red flags right here that y'all be overlooking. Play it, DJ. Okay. Gotta get these pillows. Put the red flags right here. It's been an emotional roller coaster that you're still on, Paige. Oh, it's been an emotional roller coaster that you're still on. You still want to be on it.
Because, like, by the time we were heading back to Atlanta, he made the decision to go to Chicago. Really?
So she's saying by the time they were coming back to Atlanta, he made the decision to go to Chicago. And the pastor's like, really? So he didn't know that either. Come on, Paige, tell it. So on the plane, Paige is saying he booked the flight. Yeah. And the pastor said, well, I didn't know that, okay? And he's like, wow.
Because, like, we literally had a conversation. He stated, you are my wife. You take precedent, you know? And
so she's bringing up the conversation they had about him saying, you are my wife. You take precedent. I'm hot. Let me open this window.
Then a couple days later, stating, well, actually, I don't want to raise my child in a separate household.
And then a few days later, he said he don't want to raise his child in a separate household. I'm going to give that to Lil Chrissy. I think it's a genuine concern, and I don't have a problem with him saying that. That is a concern, even for couples that get divorced. You know, so I'm going to let Lil Chrissy have he don't want to raise his child in a separate household. But hello, this is why you wrap it up, okay? This is why if she's not your wife, you wrap it up. Because you don't want to accidentally get her pregnant and then you not get married and all this stuff is happening. Okay, ladies, these are the things you think about before you spread your legs. Take the cookie off your table and stop spreading your legs. In my new book coming out very soon, the dating book, I talk about you having different kids with all these different men and the kids are being treated differently. Because you'll have one man that's paying child support, and then you have the other one that they don't even know the daddy. And I heard the story about the one boy, the mama, daddy brought him and bought 30 outfits for back to school and all these shoes, and the other little kids is just sitting there like, and the mama is mad about it. And I'm like, well, that's his daddy. I mean, I don't know what you want his daddy to buy all your kids stuff. Where's the other daddies? You know, that's always been my argument. I have 5 brothers, so I'm always going to be on the men's side, okay? And I have one child. And let me tell you, I caught my husband off guard one day. I said, if I had another kid, would you have married me? He was like, oh, that's something totally different. This is why I keep telling y'all, stop popping these babies out for all these men you're laying down with. We excuse one. And you know what? He said, you were young. You were a child. You didn't know no better. So, yeah, I'm going to take you and Lexi. Okay? But I do believe in his quiet voice he was in. But if you was kept him popping babies out, So, I'm going to let little Christy have that. And I think it's a fair concern. Okay?
I still kind of have lingering feelings for my ex. It's very confusing and duplicitous.
She said that he said he has lingering feelings for his ex. I'm going to give that to him too. I'm gonna let Chrissy have that, okay? Because they were engaged. They were planning to get married, and he cheated on her with a cousin. Allegedly got the cousin pregnant. Allegedly. So yeah, he still has lingering feelings. I'm going to let him have that, okay?
Very common scripture, you probably heard it. It says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
And so that's one of my favorite scriptures. A double-minded man is unstable in all his way. This is what double-minded means. Okay, you're going like that. This is what it means. You're double-minded. You're not stable. You're not rooted. You're not grounded. You don't know what you want. And ladies, this is why I tell you about all these men you are dating, that you need to know what you want. You need to write it down. Go on over to Amazon when this come out later today. I'm going to call them and get your Moments of Gratitude journal and write down what you want. My Moments of Gratitude book, as you read through, you will see all the times I was praying and believing God and writing down, this is what I want, God. This is what I want. And making that husband list and stick it with it. Sure, tweak a little bit because nobody is perfect. But if today you want to be married, tomorrow you don't want to be married. Today you want to shack up, tomorrow you don't want to be shack up. Today you want to save man, tomorrow you don't want to save. You're double-minded. And when you are double-minded, you will get nothing from God. Because God wants you He wants you to stand flat-foot, be rooted and grounded in Him and His truth. Not going back and forth. Okay? I'm going to give the pass to that. Go ahead, Pastor.
You come across individuals that cannot make their yes be yes and their no be no. That's somebody who's not stable.
And so he said, when you come to individuals who cannot make their yes be yes and their no be no, that's somebody that is not stable. Now, remember back in the days, in the 90s, our Muslim brothers had a saying that says, my word is my bond, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. When you say something, it's supposed to be. This is why I don't say promise to my kids, and I'll never say that to you, okay? Because things change, life happens, okay? When you say it, that's supposed to be it. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, Romans 18:21. Whatever you say, you will have it. So you be careful of what you say. This is why I only said what I said in this book, because I wanted it to come to pass. I didn't speak negatively. I don't speak negatively about my finances, about my husband, about my kids, about my house, about my health. Once in a while, you'll hear me say I'm tired, and sometimes I'll catch myself and I'll change it and say I need to rest. Okay, so you need to make sure if you don't want it to happen, don't say it. If you're going to be saying yes and no, you're double-minded and unstable, and you will get nothing from God. He said he loved him as a brother, but marriage is not to be played with, okay? The church, even the church that is supposed to be married to Christ, do not understand the real meaning of marriage. I'm working on my book talking about marriage. Do you understand? Marriage is over 50% in the church. It's almost at 51%. But in the world, divorce is over 50% in the church, and in the world, it is stable at 50%. But in the church, that is the bride of Christ, Marriage is almost at 51% because the church doesn't understand what it really means to be married. And a lot of people play with marriage. This is why I stay by my house. And the devil is a lie. I'ma stay here by myself. I don't like cats, but if I have to get me a cat or two, I will. But I will not marry the wrong man. I'm gonna wait until my change come because I'm not gonna be one of those girls that's gonna be having 5 and 6 husbands and with this man and this one and have my kid around this one and this one. No, 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 no. I'm gonna write down in my moments of journal book what I want, and I'm gonna go back and read it and say, God, on this date, this is what I say you said, and I'm gonna believe God for that. Okay, listen to what he said.
I think that with you, you have the maturity and the level to stick through something. I just don't think that our brother was fully prepared.
So he said, with you, you have the maturity and the ability to stick through something. But for our brother, I don't think he was mature enough. So why did you let him get married, sir? Why did you marry them? And even Paige is like, really?
Maturity and the level to stick through something. I just don't think that our brother was fully prepared for this.
I don't think our brother was fully prepared for this. So why you marry him, Pastor? Tell me why you marry him. Why you agree? Do you know? My father will not marry a couple if he don't think they are, especially the man. Do you know how he called me? I was talking to the other day. He said, you remember so and so. I said, she said, well, she's upset with me. I said, what? Why is she upset with you? Because my father, he is just he's a father for real. Like a loving father, very caring. And I said, for real? Why she upset? Well, she said, well, she wanted to get married again. And the man didn't have no job. And I told her, no, I'm not marrying her. And Pastor's always been that way. If that man was not prepared, could not provide a protected wife, he would not marry them. He says, wait a minute, I'm standing before God and man and saying, I approve of this. I'm not going to marry. He said, no, if you bring the marriage certificate, I will honor because God honor marriage. But am I going to marry you? No. And so, Pastor, why did you marry him if you thought he was not prepared? Did you hear what he said? Prepared. I talk about a prepared husband in this book, 23 Times My Knee. If he was not prepared, Pastor, please tell me why you marry him. Why did you stand before God and man and marry this couple that you knew the man was not prepared? Let me go back and hear what Sister Paige said. She said, really?
I just don't think that our brother was fully prepared for this. Well,
and she said, you don't think that even before we got married? This is what Paige is saying. So you thought he wasn't married, but you didn't say nothing. You basically translate. You went ahead and married him anyways, knowing he wasn't prepared to get married, Pastor.
Our reservations were.
Listen to what he said. This is the bull crap that's messing up the church. My reservation were his past relationships. Reservation were his past relationships. You know what my daddy say? Look at a man's life up to the point he met you. See, a lot of you women think you can take a bum, a fool, an idiot, a dusty that had made a mess of his life. He does not have a track good record, but you go turn him into this prince, into this wonderful man. Versus look at everything he has done up to his can't stay out of jail, can't stop getting arrested, can't stop smoking weed, can't keep a job, can't keep the dingling in the pants, can't stop making babies, but you just think you Jesus and you go make him do right. Come on, Pastor, and tell us how you're helping to mess up the black church.
When I met him years ago, the very first time I met him, he was engaged then. So
when I met him years ago, this was 2014, he was engaged then. He was engaged. And Pastor, wait a minute. Paige was, wait. Why he was engaged, she didn't know.
My reservations were his past relationships. When I met him years ago, the very first time I met him, he was engaged then. So when was this? This was years
ago.
Yeah.
So Paige was like, oh, so he was engaged before, twice. Got it.
He was engaged
was young.
And I think he's always had a desire to.
I think he always had a desire to be married. So if you had a desire to be married, why are you not preparing yourself? Huh? I always wanted to get married, so I prepared myself. I carried myself like a wife. I was a shacking up. I was a laying down with every man I met. I was laying down with any man. I wasn't making babies. I wasn't doing any of that stuff because my daddy told me, you are a wife. You carry yourself like a wife. I wasn't hoeing around. I was preparing myself. I was paying off my student loans. I was tithing. I was paying my rent. I was learning how to take care of a household. I was taking care of Alexi. I was learning how to keep a house. I was making a table. I was learning. I did a lot of stuff because I want to prepare myself to be a husband. I was learning how to be feminine and girly and how to sit and how to speak and how to smile. And you know, a lot of people said, "Oh, well, you on YouTube, you all loud and stuff, baby." This is a character, okay? Granted, when I'm around my friends, this is Jen. But let me tell you, when I'm around Mike, honey, please. Very girly, very feminine. Okay, and hello, I's married, okay? I'm married, okay? And you know, I don't like to say that, you know, because people take it the wrong way. Okay, but you have to prepare yourself to be a mate.
I was thinking maybe this process of them hooking him up would work for him.
And so he said, the pastor said, I was thinking this process of hooking them up would work for him. So, pastor, by your own admission, you admitted he was not prepared to get married, but you thought the process was going to work for him. Make it make sense to me. That's like an unbaked cake. What the Bible says in Proverbs, put a proverb in the mouth of a fool is like giving a message to deliver to a man on a broken foot. He's broken. His foot is lame. So you tell me, how is he going to run cross country and get this message to the king? Make it make sense to me, Pastor Dwight. Just explain it to me, sir.
And I believe that you were a great fit for him. And that if he had any chance.
And she said, now listen, he wasn't prepared. I thought the process would work for him, and you would be a great fit.
This process of them hooking him up would work for him.
And I believe that you were a great fit for him. And if he had any chance of a great, successful, long-term relationship, I thought it was with you, and I'll be honest with you. So wait now. Listen to what he said. He wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready to be married, but I thought the process would work. And if he had any chance of a successful relationship, it would be with you. The man that's not prepared, make it make sense to me, Pastor Dwight. He's not prepared. But you thought the unprepared man would have a successful marriage with a woman that's prepared to be. Make it make sense to me. Let me wake my daughter up. 6:30. Make it make sense to me, y'all.
I think his decision was too quick to get out.
And so he said, Pastor, I think his decision was too quick to get out. Yeah, he wasn't prepared. He wasn't prepared to commit to the process.
What's the chance? But I mean, at this point, I don't think the relationship serves me anymore.
And Paige is lying. Talk about, at this point, I don't think the relationship serves me anymore. Bull crap.
Your emotions are not to be played with. Your heart is not to be played with.
So you're saying her emotions should not be played with. Her heart was not to be played with. But you thought that an unprepared man would be good for her. Make it make sense to me.
And things like this can either take. And your emotions are not to be played with. Your heart is not to be played with. Your well-being is not to be played with.
Her well-being is not to be played with. But you thought a psycho, a narcissist, would be good for her, Pastor. Make it make sense to me, sir.
And things like this can either take you real high or real low.
And things like this can take you real high or low. Isn't this the foolishness the church, the black church, be telling you? Use it, sister. Use it.
It's kind of, I'm like at this place of the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on you.
She's at the place, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on you. Well, he gonna fool you a million times, so shame on you, Sister Paige. I don't feel so for you no more.
Like we're trickling into the fool me twice. So I'm like, how is she 6 weeks pregnant?
She's trickling into the fool me twice. No, Paige, you're beyond twice. You're beyond. And now she said, well, how is she 6 weeks pregnant? Before that, they were supposed to go have a sonogram today. And then he told her it's going to be another month. And Pastor's like, passing us a lie. Paige said, I really don't feel like she's pregnant. Pastor's like, he was like, wow.
I've never seen a pregnancy test, sonogram,
so she's never seen a pregnancy test or a sonogram. Paige, I just don't feel like that's any of your business. That is her health records. And I've been on Paige's side, but I don't think, Paige, that's any of your business. That's not your baby. You don't need to see a pregnancy test or a sonogram because those can be faked.
I don't know what to believe. I'm just like, Chris, how are you even 100% sure?
And she's like, Chris, how are you even 100% sure that it's yours? And she said that's all she has to say. Whoa, did y'all hear? I don't think a lot of people hear. I don't think a lot of people hear what passes. Let me translate for y'all. Let me translate.
How are you even 100% sure? So that's all I have to say on that.
I see, and then when he finds out she's not, it's gonna be like the true story.
And when he finds out that she is not pregnant, he's gonna be like, I should have stayed with Paige.
Yeah. But this is a very sensitive subject. So I just rather not.
And she says it's a very sensitive, so I'd just rather not comment on it anymore. Absolutely. So now the question is, I think I'm going to stop right here and come back. Because this is when the black church talk you in staying with the abusive man, the abusive husband, the cheating husband, the lying husband. Okay? So this is a huge problem in the black church. Getting the good girls that prepare themselves. We went to school. We get our jobs. We're keeping ourselves to pick up the bum, marry the man out of jail. Marry the man that had 55 kids, no job, looking for somewhere to live, has nowhere to live, has not prepared himself, is not a man, is not prepared to be a husband. But they push these bums and these narcissists and these wolves in sheep's clothing on the good black girls like myself. This is why I had to leave one church. I said, God say you can help him. Sister, you can help him to become the man he needs to be. You're a strong black woman. You can do it. And results in marriage being over 50% in the church and all these black women being misused and abused and mistreated by husbands in the church. Yes, Michael Jr.
I can't stand with the red cookies. It's too soft and this.
What red cookie?
The red cookie was the chocolate chip cookie.
Okay, I'll get you a new one.
The blue one.
The blue one. Okay, so get the blue cookie. Is Daddy bought that one, or did Mommy buy it?
You bought the red one. Lexi picked the blue one, but it's not chocolate chips. It does Oreo.
Oh, okay. So which one should I pick up when I go out today?
Blue cookies.
Blue cookies.
Chocolate chips cookie.
With chocolate chips cookie. Okay, ladies. This is what's wrong with the black church. Y'all sitting there listening to the pastor. You know the pastor lying to you. By the pastor's own admission, he knew he wasn't ready. He's not prepared. But you would be good for him to help him be ready, sharpen him, teach him to be a man, struggle with him, stick it through with him, be his ride or die. And I'm like, when is it going to happen? When will the black woman be able to just be? When? You know when? When y'all choose the right husband. When you choose right. If you sitting around and waiting for the black church to help you just be like the church is supposed to be and just sit and relax, you gonna wait until thy kingdom come, O Lord, because they're not gonna do it. Because the black church is full of single black women and bummish black men. Most of the men in the black church are no good. They are the ones, they come the streets, spit him out, the jail spit him out, and they ain't got no job, can't take care of themselves, looking for somebody, the drunk deacon at the church. Not all churches. And you're sitting up in your little church with 25 people waiting for God to send them. And you 50, girl. You've been waiting since you're 18. And all I'm saying is you need to vet these men properly. If you get a sense of a red flag, pay attention. Some pastors do not have your best interests at heart. Some pastors are trying to marry off the bum men. And you need to realize that and recognize that and say, no, write down. If when you pick this book up on Amazon and you're going to read in here, you're going to see how many times I prayed about my husband. And in my new book, The Dating Journal that's coming, you're going to see how many times I just believed God for my husband. And every time I met a guy, I would go to God about it. And my dad. And I would write down, pick up the Moments of Gratitude journals, available today, hopefully. Write down what you want and believe God. And so every time you meet somebody, you go back and read it. Before you marry him, you read it to make sure he adds up to it. Because ladies, let me tell you, we're going to have to start saying no to the bums. You're going to have to woman up, put your big girl's panties on, and do the work to choose you a good husband and stop choosing bums and narcissists like Christopher, and stop listening to pastors that's giving you bad information. The man said, I know he wasn't prepared, but I thought you would be good for him. Make it make sense to me. I have to go. I love y'all. Bye, guys. Let me know what you think. Remember my new book, my new Moments of Gratitude. This Janice, y'all don't know. This is a different type of Janice that you don't know. But it's available on Amazon. And the journal, hopefully the journal will be available today. I'm going to call it KDP just as I get over here. And of course, my other books are available. I love you. Let me know what you think about what the pastor said. By his own admission, he's not ready, but you're going to marry him off. Make it make sense to me. Love you. Bye.